Welcome to the City of Newark's Caribbean Commission segment, where we're using this platform to inform, to engage, to educate, and even discuss policy items that we can recommend to the City Council and the Mayor's office that will improve the lives of Caribbean residents. My name is Esther Lewars, and I am the Public Relations Officer for the Caribbean Commission. In studio today is Commissioner Bernard Rollins, my co-host and co-host for previous segments. We also have our expert guest, Attorney Winston Tucker. Mr. Tucker is no stranger to us. He has appeared on previous immigration segments, and he's also one of the Jamaica's 60th Independence honorees. So welcome. So today, you might already guess, we're going to be talking about immigration. So as you can see, we each had a different journey going through the immigration process. And I wanted to share that because that's the case with most of you, the audience. Everyone that's here went through different experience. And looking at the 2020 census data, there are over 300,000 people that live in Newark, and 34%, it says that 34% of people were born in another country.
Since we're on the subject of non-citizens, let's speak about those who are coming about the border, okay, and see what experience they can have. And incidentally, what you find is that non-citizens who have been removed from the United States and or left the United States and have no visa to re-enter, they're finding themselves coming through the border also. And why? Because they have family here, many have children here, and so they always have that need to come. But outside of that, you have the issue of crime and violence. You have the issue of having a well-founded fear of being persecuted where you live, in the country that you're coming from. And it is recognized internationally that if your life is threatened where you are and you can get to a country that recognizes the use of political asylum, then you will get a hearing.
So for those who may not know what the asylum processes or Title 42, can you just explain to them what it is and what the current status of it?
One of the policies that was used to control the border entry was Title 42. It's a piece of regulation that is used in times of extreme health problems to keep persons outside the United States. So they decided to use it and institute it on the southern border between the United States and Mexico.
Okay, let's shift gears a little and look at, there are other immigrants who are coming here. They were being employed here as workers, for example, Twitter, Elon Musk, and there are other places, nurses, doctors, folks are being employed here, and some of them are being laid off. Some of them being given a pink slip. What happened to these folks who are being laid off?
What you, in essence, will have to do is, first of all, get some counsel. Don't stand out there, try to figure it out by yourself, because the immigration law, the immigration procedures, it is very wide, and you might find that there are different things in it that you might be able to access. One thing that I've noticed over time, however, is that many were finding themselves in a situation where their work visa is going to be, or their work experience is going to end, and is faced with the possibility of having to leave. Many of them have decided to switch to, say, student visas.
Is there any other major issues or updates that we should know about before we get to citizenship?
Oh yes, the affidavit of support. Okay. Each person coming to the United States or even adjusting their status here in the United States must, unless they're exempted from it, must have an affidavit of support that meets the standard that in essence is saying you will not become a public charge.
Okay, can you explain, can you define for us what is an affidavit of support? How it impacts the newcomer or the person who is coming to the United States? Give us a breakdown on what it entails.
Okay, the I-864 actually is the form that is completed for the non-citizen entering, and this is a form completed by the sponsor to say, well, this person who is coming in will not come and depend on the government.
So I've completed that process. So when my little sister and I came here with my mom, my 3 older sisters weren't able to come. So years later, my mom petitioned, but as the person that was, making the income, I was able to be the sponsor. Has anything changed with that process in terms of getting someone to assist?
No,
Okay.
Nothing has changed here. And it's good that you mentioned that, because invariably you're going to need, the sponsor has to fill out an affidavit of support, the I-864, and if their income is not enough, then they get a co-sponsor. And sometimes you go to family and they're seeing this and they're hearing that it's putting them in a position that they can, or the government can come at them for any benefits that their relative would use. But as they pointed out in information that was distributed by this administration, the rule is that when you try to access some benefits, you're not going to get it if you don't fall into some categories. So for the most part, it is there, yes, but I've not seen situations where the government have decided that, okay, you were the sponsor of this person ended up getting some benefits, so we're coming after you to repay us.
I think that we're going to turn it into the discussion on citizenship, right? So for those individuals who are here, living, with a green card, residence, because you don't want to give up your true Jamaican, you don't want to give up your Jamaican citizenship. What advice do you have for them? What are some changes? What are things that they should do now? And why is it important for them to become citizens?
So at the end of the day, the long and short of it is that this is your home now. And in order to participate in your home, you cannot participate unless you're voting. And for you to be able to vote, you have to be a United States citizen.
I would say, even reflecting on the previous issue that we recorded on Alpha Drones USA, right? So there was a point in the discussion where Kelvin said, there are policy changes that are going to need to happen in order for our community to take advantage of things, or for, regulations to put in place for us to utilize drones a certain way. And those policy changes can only come if we participate in the process. So for you to participate in the process, you have to become a citizen. You have to be able to vote. Voting is where we're able to make decisions on key things that impact us. Everything, every item, every decision that's made, it's a political decision. And we need you, the Caribbean residents, to think about, if you're not a citizen as yet, consider doing so. Contact Mr. Tucker. We'll share his information. Contact the Office of International Relations and Diaspora Affairs, the Caribbean Commission. We are on social media. You can search for us, and we can advise you. Look forward to us having things such as citizenship drive in the new year. So we thank you for watching. If there's any question, reach out to us. Again, thanks to Newark TV for providing this platform. And yes, become citizens, take part in the process, and have a great rest of your year.